Turtle logo lesson number 6, looping. In this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to use a new block or a structure called loops to make our code more efficient. So as always, we need to start by getting our turtle to actually show up on screen so that we can get the turtle to do something for us. Previously, we've seen that you can move your turtle forward, and you can even make your turtle turn a 90-degree corner, right or left, and doesn't have to be 90 degrees. You could make it turn any direction you want. So with this starting code and knowing that we can move forward and we can turn corners, if I asked you to draw a square, what would you do? So I'm actually going to get you to just pause the video for a moment and think about how I would actually get my turtle to draw a square on the screen for me. So if I just move back 1 second, this is what I'm looking for. So get your turtle to draw a square, 4 sides, each with 90-degree angles, and see how you would make that happen. So pause the video now, go try that, and when you're done, come back. Okay, so you're back. You might have come up with a solution something like this. A bunch of steps that say, move forward, turn 90 degrees. Move forward, turn 90 degrees. And you need to keep doing this over and over again until the turtle ends up right back where it started from, and you'll hopefully have a square at that point. I think I have enough there. There we go. So our turtle has drawn a square on our game console for us. So this is one very common solution to this problem. There's just one major drawback to this. In coding, this is a really bad solution because you will notice, I'm just going to drag this out, this common chunk of code, move forward, turn 90 degrees, move forward, turn 90 degrees, move forward, turn 90 degrees. You repeated yourself 4 times over. So you have 4 chunks. I'm just going to break them apart for you. You have 4 chunks of this code of move your turtle forward a certain amount of steps and then turn 90 degrees. So why is this a really bad idea? What happens if after you wrote this solution, I came to you and say, oh, sorry, it was a mistake. I actually want the square to be 30 steps large. You would then have to go into each one of these 4 blocks, find the 25, and change it to 30. Which doesn't sound like a lot because we only have 4 of them, but what happens if I asked you to draw a shape that had 25 sides? Then you would have to have 25 different chunks of code. So repeating yourself over and over again is usually a really bad idea in programming. It's hard to maintain, and the chance of you missing one of these if you have to go and change something is really high. So we're going to come up with another solution. We need a better solution. And we have a new block this time, and it's this repeat 4 times do block. So what this does is any code that is inside this repeat block, it happens however many times the number is here. So by default it's 4, which is good for us because we repeated ourselves 4 times. And it can go right in our program, and you can have blocks before it, blocks after it, and you can even have blocks inside of it. So I'm just going to grab one of these repetitive code blocks that I had before and put it inside, and notice what happens. It does the exact same solution as all these blocks that we had stacked up do. So we've drastically shrunk the size of our program, we've reduced the complexity of our program, And if someone comes by and says, oh, no, I wanted the rectangle to be 30 steps big, you only have to change the number in one location, not in 4, and your program is much easier to update. So what I'm going to do now is we're just going to try out using this repeat block, and we're going to add other blocks before and after just to prove that it will work properly. So I'm going to start by moving the turtle over to the side first so we can see what happens. So I'm going to lift the pen up so that it's not drawing, and then I'm actually going to move the turtle back 7 steps. I'm going to turn left by 90 degrees, and then I'm going to move forward 40 steps. And what this is going to do is it's just going to move the turtle up so that it's out of the way for us. So up 7, 90, forward, and then I'm going to get the turtle to turn 90 degrees again for us. And I'm going to get the turtle, just going to move these out for now, and I'm going to get the turtle to put its pen back down for us. And I'm going to actually change the color too. So you'll notice that we just sort of move our turtle off to the top without leaving a trail. That's what all of these steps do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the repeat block, but you'll notice I've changed the number inside the repeat block. I'm just going to delete this and bring out a fresh one. I'm going to stick it at the bottom, and I'm going to put in 120. So it's going to repeat these steps 120 times. So what's the turtle going to do? It's going to move forward a small amount, 3 steps, and then it's going to turn the corner, but once again, a very small amount, not 90 degrees, but just 3 degrees. And watch what happens in our game console. Oops. I did something wrong. That was supposed to be a 2. Every programmer makes mistakes. There we go, that's much better. So this time what's happening is 120 times the turtle is moving forward just 2 steps, not 3, is the mistake I made, and then it's turning a little tiny bit. If you take 3 and multiply it by 120, you actually get 360, so the turtle goes around in a complete circle and ends up where it begins. So success. Now you know how to use a repeat block so that you can actually have your turtle doing repetitive tasks over and over again, and it's easier to maintain and much more efficient to write. So what I'd like you to do this time, and I gave you a little picture, is I'd like you to get your turtle to draw a red octagon. Okay, so an octagon has 8 sides, and it's going to be what's called a regular octagon, so every side is the exact same length, and every angle is exactly the same angle, and just to remind you, that would be 45 degrees. And you might be able to reuse some of our code at the beginning to move the turtle over to the side to begin with before it starts drawing the octagon. And when you're done, if you can get your turtle to say an octagon, that would be wonderful. And that's the end of this lesson.